You know, Marco Rubio's exchange with Christie prompted a lot of talk that the senator's pretty good at pivoting. But long before that dust-up with the New Jersey governor, he was kind of pivoting with us at the Fox Business debate. Take a look. The governor went so far as to say, you won't be able to slime your way to the White House. He's referring to a series of ads done by a PAC speaking on your behalf that say, quote, one high-tax, Common Core, liberal, energy-loving, Obamacare, Medicaid expanding president is enough. You think you went too far on that, and do you want to apologize to the governor?
You know, as I said already twice on this debate, we have a very serious problem in this country. We have a president of the United States that is undermining this country's security and expanding the role of our government.
Question.
Well, I'm going to answer your question, Neil. This president is undermining the constitutional basis of this government. This president is undermining our military. He's undermining our standing in the world. I like Christie, but we cannot afford to have a president of the United States that supports Common Core.
Well, that proved to be a preview of coming attractions with Christie seizing on that moment and others since, he said, that proved that Marco Rubio was good at pivoting, not answering. Take a look and remember what Christie has to say now. That debate. Did you bring knives with you?
No need to. But you know, what I wanted to prove to the American people and the voters in New Hampshire was there's a difference between being ready to be president and not being ready to be president, being ready to take on Hillary Clinton and not being ready to take her on. I'm ready. Senator Rubio's not.
All right, but you took him apart in a way that others had tried, and it was jarring. Were you planning to do it in the layers you did, or did you know he would react the way he did? What?
Neither. I mean, I think that's part of being experienced, right? And being a former federal prosecutor, you don't know what the script is going to be. There is no script. You know, you have to react. And I reacted to what I've seen from Senator Rubio for a long time, which is that the answers are all the same. And I was ready for that part of it.
So what did you think today, Governor? And he has since said, well, I meant to say that Barack Obama knows exactly what he's doing, and I meant to keep repeating it.
It was non-responsive to what we were talking about. I mean, and so, listen, at the end, with the American people know what they saw, right? The senator can say whatever he wants to today to try to make it look better, but the American people saw someone who was drowning and didn't know how to swim. And the fact is that you need a president, a commander-in-chief, who when those times get really tough, because they're going to get much worse than that against Hillary Clinton, and even tougher than that in the Oval Office, you can't not know how to swim.
So obviously you're hoping for a little win from that, and just anecdotally, it seems to be the case. But then I noticed that Governor Bush, Governor Kasich, they too have benefited. Do you feel that you did a lot of their dirty work? Or?
No, I did the work that needed to be done for our party.
Did they encourage you on? You've heard the rumors that you and Bush were...
Yeah, no, we're not. No, we're not hatching strategy together in any way, shape, or form.
Well, did they say he's the prosecutor, he's the guy who could do this surgically and take him out? We're not. Let him do it, and then maybe if we benefit, all the better. There was none talk like that?
No, listen, they may have been talking among themselves, but for me, this was my strategy all along. I got asked a few weeks ago, why aren't you engaging Senator Rubio? And I said, I'll do so at a time and a manner of my choosing.
But what made it now, Rubio? What made you go after him at this point?
Because the media was anointing him. That it was down to a three-person race, and Marco Rubio was the guy, and New Hampshire is the place I've spent 71 days. And I wanted to do everything I could to make sure that that momentum was stunted. And the way to do that was to show who I really am. What the American people now know from watching that debate is I am the former federal prosecutor who knows how to get this stuff done. I am the governor who rescued us after Hurricane Sandy. I am the guy who knows how to get things done.
What did you think when he went after you on the snowstorm thing?
Desperate, and he didn't know what he was talking about. Like to say that I didn't want to go back? It's crazy.
Line.
Yeah, right. Crazy that I didn't want to go back. I didn't want to go back till I had to. Right. And when I had to, I did. And by the way, the snow fell all day on Saturday, and by Sunday at noon, as you know as a New Jerseyan, the roads were clear, the trains were running, and that's what a governor does. And the insulting part, Neil, is that he's never been responsible or accountable for anything like that in his life. And he's throwing criticism at me. I've got through 17 snow emergencies in 6 years, and the second worst natural disaster in American history. I know what I'm doing.
So let me ask you, Governor, I mean, you hope that it translates into votes and polls, and it just might. But what if it did not? I mean, there's another way to look at your performance today. They reminded people no one better articulates the attack line that Republicans should have going after Hillary Clinton. So as a running mate for somebody, you could be the guy to be that attack kicked off. What do you think?
Certainly, it certainly could be, but I won't be, because I'll be the one picking a running mate. And I just,
But you wouldn't rule out if it didn't happen.
I allowed Mitt Romney to consider me the last time, right? So the fact is that you don't run for vice president. A guy or a woman.
Would you be open to it?
Listen, I would be open to any way of serving my country, but that's not what I'm here about. I mean, there's a whole lot of ways you can serve your country, or maybe it's time for me to go and make some money for the first time in my life for my family.
Could I ask you back to the debate, if you don't mind, Governor? I know you have to go here.
That's okay.
How is Rubio to you? I was trying to look around. Who's he saying goodbye to? Who is he talking?
We shook hands afterwards.
And how was he?
Quiet.
Really? So he knew, he had a sense of what had happened.
You'd have to ask him, but he was quiet.
Okay. So now, regardless how you do in this state, obviously you hope you do very, very well, but I've just seen a release from your staff. Obviously you're building up. You've got a South Carolina tour planned. So regardless, the race goes on for you.
The race goes on for me, because I think what happened on Saturday night is shaking up this race completely.
So you don't need like a 1, 2, 3 kind of a deal, right?
I don't think so.
The way it was, right?
I don't think so. I think it's different now. No one is sold on Senator Rubio anymore, and so we're looking for a candidate, and we're going to go out and be that person for them. I think you may see some indication of that, and you'll certainly see some indication of that when I get to South Carolina.
What if it doesn't happen that way, Governor? What if his support wasn't that dented? Would you be surprised? I
would be. Yes, I would be.
What about Donald Trump, then? If he wins this state, as polls suggest he might, and they could be wrong,
yep.
He's in a clear position.
Well, listen, no more than Ted Cruz was in a clear position for winning Iowa a week ago. These things, everyone will try to declare a winner after each election. We've got 11 contests on March 1st, and before that, we've got South Carolina and Nevada. So there's a lot of work still to do here, and a lot of ups and downs that will happen. Everyone always thought this was going to be a tough race, and by the way, Donald should win here. He's been ahead in 71 straight polls, so he better win here.
Yeah. Do you come from this, had the low expectations that helped you get elected governor of New Jersey in the first place, but that after your strong debate before, now everyone is saying, boy, he should do well, that there's pressure in the reverse now.
That's okay. I can deal with that pressure. I've dealt with it before. John Corzine outspent me 3-1, as you remember, in 2009. 33 million to 11 million. A lot of pressure there. I beat him. Democrat state, they said I'd never be reelected. I got 61% of the vote. I like being underestimated. It's fine. But you know what the people know about me? I'm a fighter. And I fought my way back into this race on Saturday night, and I'm going to fight my way all the way to the nomination in Cleveland. And when we're standing on that podium in Cleveland in July, everyone's going to say, how did it happen? But you and I will have known. We've seen the script before.
So let me ask you, before I came here, Governor, we're getting reports out of the Financial Times that Michael Bloomberg is seriously considering a run for president, presumably as an independent. What made these reports different is that he said that. It wasn't attributed to staff. How do you think that changes the race if a Michael Bloomberg is in and spending a lot of money to be elected president as an independent?
I think he hurts Hillary Clinton.
More than Republicans?
Yeah, because I think most
What if you were the nominee? Wouldn't he take votes from you?
I don't think he would. I think Mike would take more votes because he's a bit left of center. And I think his positions are a bit left of center nationally. So I think he'd take votes from Hillary. But in the end, let's see if he actually does it or not. And maybe if I was the nominee, Mike wouldn't feel the need to do it.
So you are managing to come out of your shell.
Listen, I'm shy and retiring, as you know.
Right.
But if I can break out of my shell, I might actually get somewhere in this business.
All right, Governor, thank you very, very much.
Thanks, Neil.
Governor Chris Christie.